Hello. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. So surreal. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I'm used to being on stage, but not this kind of stage. If you would have told me a year ago that I was ever gonna be up on stage at a network marketing convention, I would have told you that you are absolutely bananas. I would have said you are crazy. This is my first network marketing convention. This is my first network marketing company. I've never done anything like this, but a lot of really incredible things can happen in a very short period of time in this industry. And I'm so excited to be able to give you guys a little bit of my story and my experience with 3 this far. So just a little bit of background on me. When I first got invited to learn about 3, I was not the ideal prospect. I actually come from the music industry. As you can see up here, that is kind of my background. I was a published singer-songwriter in Nashville, Tennessee for about 15 or 16 years prior to moving to Tampa about 4 years ago. And I was able to make a great living doing what I loved. And honestly, I was so blessed to just be able to do that my entire adult life. I had goals, big visions of winning Grammys, selling out arenas, and traveling the world, just being on stages like this, but doing something very, very different. At one point, I think that some would say, with some of the things that I accomplished, that I was on the brink of hitting it big. But, once I became a mom, everything changed for me. And these are my beautiful twins, Dayton and Harper. I just kind of had this idea that, once they came into my life, if my career path that I was on meant that I couldn't be present with them, that I didn't want it. Now I have 3 children. They are all girls, so if you can only imagine the level of emotions that my husband and I are managing on a day-to-day basis. It's crazy, including mine. Now, especially pregnancy hormones are fun. My husband is the vice president of an international security firm, and we currently own and operate 6 different businesses in 3 different states. We are also both full-time parents. We do not have nannies, housekeepers, any of those things. So in all areas of our life, all of the responsibilities begin and they end with us. As a family, I'm very, very blessed to say that we do well financially, and I'm gonna be honest and say that I'm gonna call myself out. When I was on my call to learn about 3, I actually said that thing that makes all of us cringe. Do you guys know what that is? Is this a pyramid scheme?
Yeah.
That was me. I said that, and thank you, Lauren Popoff, for putting me in my place, because I quickly realized that was just a lack of education and honestly a defense mechanism that I think a lot of people have when they just don't know about this industry and what it can really bring you. I will say I am a little bit of a crunchy mom though, so the products are what got me. And honestly, it was my personal product experience that just made me decide that this was something that I really wanted to share with people. I did not really know what that meant with me, as far as partnering for the company, but I swore up and down I would never do network marketing, and I expressed my interest to my husband, and my husband was just kind of like, babe, you got this, go get him, like, you got it. After I got his stamp of approval, I was like, oh no, what did I just do? I was like, I put this out into the universe, and I really love the idea of being able to bless people with better health and bring in an additional stream of income. But then came the enemy doing what the enemy does best, as you can see here, casting some doubt, some fear, and some worry about failure. All those things that I'm sure a lot of you have experienced. And what usually follows that is excuses. And I had my list. Some of those excuses look like, I don't have the time for this. I've got, 3 kids. We got a lot going on. I don't have the time. I don't know anyone that would be interested in this. All my friends, they would think it was crazy if I brought them some MLM. I've fallen short of my goals in the past. I never won a Grammy. I never sold out an arena. So what if that happens again and I end up looking stupid? Just being super vulnerable here, I was honestly really scared to publicly plant my flag in another grand vision and fail. And, have people look at me like I was that girl that, almost made it and didn't, and then I just turned to hustling vitamins and, she couldn't do that either. If you know me though, you know that I do not do anything small. I have always been an all or nothing person, and the one thing I am all in first and foremost on is my faith in God's plan for my life. Thank you. I cannot explain it, you guys. I really just felt the Holy Spirit nudging me towards this platform, nudging me towards these people. And honestly, you know, even though my feelings were what they were, I had my come to Jesus moment. And I had to just recognize that those limiting beliefs were coming from the enemy and that they were not coming from God, and that I must go where I am called. And so I did. I went, and I decided that even though I had no idea what I was doing or where I was going, that I was going to do it and I was going to get there. Fast forward to now, I have been partnered with 3 for exactly a year. I bought my Founders Pack on August 14th, so I hadn't even gotten my products yet a year ago today. But I will say, honestly, other than my vows, it has been the absolute best yes of my life. From the product experience, to the community, to the culture, and the financial blessings, it's truly been the biggest and the best decision I've ever made. However, all of those struggles that I faced in order to get me to that yes to begin with are still here. In fact, full transparency, the weight of my responsibility has only gotten heavier. I am now currently 7 months pregnant. Yes, with our very first son. So we're finally gonna get some testosterone in the house. My husband's very happy about that. And my husband's traveling more than ever with his vice president job. And we've had some management turnover at our businesses. And for those of you that have owned a traditional business, you know that when that happens, everything begins and ends with you. And I also am very blessed to say I have an entire 3 team that I am so devoted to leading to success. So, yeah, my people, I love you guys. Who here is from Jacksonville or Charlotte? Raise your hands. We got a lot of them. You guys are so blessed. Let me tell you, you have your ticket to success right in your backyard. I am telling you, if I had the Colleen Olitskis, the Ricky and Francoises in my backyard, they would have to get a restraining order against me. I would pitch a tent, I would stalk them. And honestly, I live in Tampa, and I think Ricky and Francoise are pretty glad, because at least once a week, I'm trying to get a hold of one of them, and I can, and I send them the little emoji that's like, I'll find you. And I will, they know, I won't stop. But truly, you guys, you have that resource. Use them. Use them, you guys. Use that resource. Let them pour into you. Let them coach you, because you have something that a lot of people don't have, something that I didn't have when I first started. Also, if you look in your back office and you see the word spillover, that is something that is a blessing, right? So for those of you that have those things, you have the support around you. You have those things around you. Here we go. Use it. So one of the things I realized when I started in this business is that I was the only person building in my area. And in addition to that, my positioning wasn't ideal. So if I wanted to be able to offer the culture, the community, or have volume to cycle, I needed to create it myself. There's a quote that really resonates with me. And it had to give me a mindset pivot when I realized the work that lied ahead. And you'll see it up here. It says, if you believe it will work out, you will see opportunities. If you believe that it won't, you will see obstacles. I am not gonna stand here and lie to you guys. Those obstacles certainly made it a process getting things going. I started out the same way everybody else does in this business. More calls on the system. I remember there were days where it was from the time we woke up to the time we went to bed. I had Lauren and Tanya on back-to-back calls for me. Nothing but just getting people on the phone. I was on mute, bathing my babies, making dinner. My husband's like, what is she doing? He finally bought me some AirPods because he got sick of me trying to do everything with one hand and asking for his help all the time. And honestly, those were the days. But truly, everything changed whenever, here we go. Everything changed once that foundation was built. I transitioned to leadership and things started looking a lot different. I am now hosting weekly events at my home. I am also doing anywhere from 5 to 10 connect calls a day during school and nap times. In addition to that, I'm personally onboarding and launching every single new person that partners with myself and my downline. And the reason why I do all of that with a plate that's already full really boils down to one simple thing, and it is that I can. I can't. I can tell myself that I can, but the truth of the matter is that I can't. So just a funny little story, and this is up here by special request. I had an event a couple weeks ago, and my youngest daughter, Willa, she was teething a molar. She's normally a great sleeper. She goes to sleep at like 6:30 at night, but that night she decided right before the presentation was happening that it was time to wake up and yell for mom. She actually made this like public declaration in front of the entire room. When I tried to hand her to her dad, she was like, no. Obviously, you moms, you know, you like secretly love that, right? But I was going, I've got to go up there and present, so we're just gonna do this. And I plopped her in my wrap, and I stood up there and I said, I gotta go present her tonight. This is my daughter, Willa. And I just did it. And it was kind of weird. I looked like the two-headed monster the whole time. But she rocked it with me, and I was able to share and build my business for myself and my team without having to put the needs of my daughter aside. And that is something that I realized no other industry in this world can give you. And in that moment, that knowledge that I didn't have to choose between my daughter and my business was what I've been looking for and what I've been praying for. I just didn't know it. Thank you. My husband is honestly the busiest person that I know, and he likes to go where the money goes. So when we got our first couple big checks, he was like, okay, well, hey, if you ever need a presenter, I'll get up there and present with you. And so he started coming up and talking about the business, okay, because my husband is a business guy. And it's crazy, people started asking us, you know, knowing what we do and all that we have on our plate, like, how do you guys have time to do all of this? And the truth is that he doesn't have the time. We don't have the time, but we make the time. We both believe that when something is important, you find a way to make it work, and your why just has to be bigger than your excuses. My husband's why, thank you, I'm not sure exactly what that is deep down, other than the fact that he just loves me, supports me, and is, you know, excited to see me on fire for something again other than him and our kids. But you know, my why deep down is truly, I just want to free him. I want to bring him home. Not physically, but mentally and emotionally. I see the weight that he carries, knowing that everything with our family rises and falls with what he is bringing in. And I want to free him from corporate America. I want to free him from the headaches of traditional business ownership. And I want my family to experience the freedom that comes along with residual income. I want you to think about your why. All of you are here because you have a why. You said yes to this because you have a why. And if you can envision your wildest dreams coming true through this opportunity, what would that look like for you? Now I want you to think about the things that are keeping you from doing what needs to be done to make that a reality. Is what you want out of this bigger than your obstacles? This is a picture of Noah Lyles. Who watched the Olympics? A lot of people. I had to share this. If you do not know who he is, he just won the gold medal by 0.005 seconds in the men's 100-meter final in the Olympics. He has asthma, allergies, dyslexia, ADD, anxiety, and depression. I don't know about you guys, but if that was my diagnosis, the last dream I ever would have had would have been, I'm going to be an Olympic champion. I would have never thought that. But he said something after he won that really hit me. He said, what I have does not define what I can become. Why not me? I hope that you are looking at these leaders, Ricky, Francoise, Holly, Corbin, Colleen. I hope you're looking at Danielle PQ and saying to yourself, why not me? You know, all of them started where we started. They all started with grit. They all started with hard work. So if you can put that in and you can put yourself aside, get out of your own way and work for your dreams, there is no reason why it cannot be you and it cannot be me. When the interviewer asked Noah why he thinks he got by with such a close win, he said, something just told me to lean. I'm asking everyone, including myself, everyone here that's on my team, you know, what more can you do to lean in? What little lean do you need to do in order to get yourself across the finish line? I know everyone has their own stuff. Everybody's got their baggage. Everyone's had these things popping in their head as I've been talking, that have been holding them back from really stepping into their true potential. But I will tell you all that just by being in this room right now, you have proved to yourselves that you are loved, that you are committed to some level. It takes a lot of courage to commit to something like this. I'm not scared of a lot of things, but I was terrified to say yes to this. I was terrified to walk out on this stage. But I will tell you that it is the best thing I've ever done, and getting uncomfortable has been the biggest blessing for me, my growth, and my family. There is so much safety in making excuses to never start, to start and then get stuck in doing less than what you're capable of. But that dream life that I just asked you to picture inside of your head is not just going to appear on its own. You do not become a champion by staring at the obstacles in front of you. You become a champion by putting one foot in front of the other and leaning into the finish line. I am not standing here before you guys today as a champion of anything or a 6-star director of network marketing, but my belief is huge, my why is even bigger, and I have got tunnel vision. Tunnel vision. I don't see anything else, and I'm leaning in, and I want to challenge all of you here to lean in after you leave and really step into your purpose, because together we can bless so many people. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on.